Hi everyone, and welcome to the Tarot Circle. It's the 23rd of April in US and Canada, and it's 24th of April here for me in Hong Kong. And first of all, thank you very much for liking, sharing, and subscribing and watching our videos. We really appreciate you and watching us pull tarot and talking about all the stuff that we do. If you'd like us to pull cards for you personally, then please get in contact with us using the link below. If you haven't liked, shared, or subscribed to any of our videos, we would love it if you did, if you've just come across us. Yeah, so before I talk about our plan for today, let me introduce our other lovely, or the other lovely members of the Tarot Circle. And going around, I'm not sure how it looks on your screens, ladies, but for me, to my left, as the audience looks at me, we've got the lovely Kaila. How are you doing, Kaila? And you're muted. And you're muted.
Sorry, I'm good, thank you.
Good, nice. Lynn is in the corner with her bowls. How are you doing, Lynn?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh,
happy full moon in Scorpio, everybody.
Happy full moon in Scorpio.
You got your Scorpio
Bob,
right here.
And Bob, yeah, I was just about to say, you're a Scorpio, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a Scorpio, Leo.
Have you got anyone else got big lots of Scorpio in their charts?
No.
My South Node and Neptune.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. What am I supposed to feel with the moon? What am I supposed to feel?
It's
Extra
supposed to be pretty
Scorpio.
good. It's pretty good for you and me, Cancers, us water signs. We're pretty good.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Our fire signs, however.
Yeah.
Well, it's just been a Neptune Uranus conjunction, and I'm an Aquarius Saggy mix, and Jupiter rules Sag and Uranus rules Aquarius, so interesting times. We shall talk more about that later. Right. I think first of all, before we talk about anything, let's get the energy cleared, because I think we need to today with this full moon. Lovely Kaila, I'm handing over to you.
Hello, everyone. So as we're going to today's sound clearing, we have a very magical and powerful full pink moon in Scorpio happening. It's a very intense and even uncomfortable time for many, as this full moon is also set against other major astrological events of the recent past too. As we clear our minds and hearts, we want to feel into those deep emotions that are surfacing at this time, to not only identify them, but to also locate the root causes. We ask our guides and higher selves to help us in this process as we clear and transmute these negative emotions and blockages. In doing so, we make room for new and high frequency energy to fill those spaces. We ask God, source energy, and energy of the highest light frequency for our highest good only to remain. Everything else must leave now. Over to you, Lynn.
Back to you, ladies.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. So, all right, so this is what we've got planned for today. So if you haven't got yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, cup of something lovely, go and get it, because we've got lots of things to talk about today. So we're going to start off talking about Taylor Swift asking, you know, she is the world's darling, it seems, at the moment, but she's got a new album out, and it all seems to have gone a little bit dark. Let's ask what's going on there. We're also going to ask about the World Economic Forum. Now, if nobody knows who the World Economic Forum is, I suggest you do a little bit of Googling on this. I'll talk about this in a second, and we're going to ask if it's still around, if it still has influence in the world. Then we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia. He's a boxer, and he was talking about, so he won his match, and he started talking about child trafficking and Epstein lists and all this sort of thing. So we're going to ask about him. And then we're going to ask about Beckhams, as it was Victoria's 50th birthday recently. We're going to ask what's going on with these guys. And let's see how long that takes us before we ask any more questions. So who's a Swiftie amongst us? Anyone a Swiftie? Anyone love her?
Nope.
No? And you're muted too, Bob.
I said we all love her, right?
Yeah. So she started off as this little wee kind of country singer with a guitar, and like she's gone kind of to all sorts of heights, isn't she? She's she's very famous for dating people and writing songs about them, so no one wants to really date her. But she's recently got a new album out, and it's gone quite dark in terms of, her face looks like it's covered in tattoos. At the Super Bowl recently, you know, it was more about Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, who plays for, was it the 49ers?
Yeah.
You know, rather than the actual football, because the camera was all upon her. So we're going to ask what's going on with Taylor Swift. Is she as lovely as what she kind of wants to kind of get over, the impression that she wants to kind of give to the world? Because, you know, as I just said, the album looks a little bit dark at the moment. So what does the universe want to tell us about lovely Taylor Swift? Who feels like pulling on the Swiftie?
And not only that, not just this last album that she's done. She's done a few albums and videos that were kind of, you know, on the diabolical edge, let's say. She's been doing that for a while, but she started out really nice angel face with her little guitar, almost Disney-like, and just a cute little thing. She reminded me of that guitar player from the 70s. What's her name? The angel face one. Well, she's older now, but she's from the 60s, and she reminded me of her at the beginning. Do you remember that singer from the 60s?
What did she sing?
Oh, y'all are too young to remember that. So I'll think of her.
Okay. I mean, I quite like some of her songs. I'm not sure whether I can name all her songs, but you know, sometimes they'll pop up on a little playlist or something, and I think, oh, this is quite good or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but I wouldn't rush out and buy one of her albums particularly. But
Joni
she does
Mitchell. Joni Mitchell.
Oh, her, yeah.
You remember when Joni Mitchell was really young?
Yeah.
She had that cute angel face with that guitar. I was like, oh my gosh, Joni Mitchell. And by the way, Joni Mitchell, she's still playing. But that's who Taylor Swift reminded me of. And then she started slowly boiling us like a slow boil, and then just going out deeper and deeper and deeper. It's just weird. It's weird. But that happens to a lot of them, right?
Yeah, it sort of almost feels like there's a global obsession with Taylor Swift at the moment. I mean, she probably sells out her gigs in like 3 milliseconds or something, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna go get my protective stones for this one. Who's gonna read? Who's gonna pull?
Who
Go get my
wants to
stones.
pull?
I was going to suggest Barbara.
Me
Yeah, my
too.
stones there.
Bob, you're
Okay, I'll
pulling,
pull
mate.
on her. I got my stones here. All right, and I got this burning too because you never know with that one, huh? Okay. All right. So how do we want to formulate this question?
What does the universe want to tell us about the Swiftie?
Got put my glasses on. Look like a librarian today, right? Look like a librarian. So
And it's
you
cute with the
girls going
is
to
it
have
flowers
to.
in here?
I've got my
Yeah,
flower here.
very
You
cute.
girls, you better mind yourselves because otherwise I'll get very, very angry. Look like Mother Hubbard, right? Like a Mother Hubbard. Okay. So what does the universe want us to know about?
Has
Water.
anyone been to a Swiftie gig?
Nope.
Let me get my phone so I can take a picture.
I have a
Is your
daughter who wanted to. Yeah.
I was just about to say, is she planning to drag you along?
Her friends have been quite interested in Taylor Swift, and I know one of her friends has been to one of her concerts, and Ava was like, I want to go too, but of course I was a little bit, skeptical because Taylor is not, to me, she's not as is portrayed. So, but recently she came and she said to me, Mom, I don't really like Taylor Swift anymore. I'm not really into her music anymore. So I was like, yes.
Well, for me as well, if you're like in that 9 to 15 age bracket, I think that's a sort of that's her
Yes,
kind of niche, isn't it? Just
for sure.
Anyone older than that, wanting to kind of
I don't know. I feel like there's quite a few slightly older people into her too. Yeah, I know some moms who are like so excited about her too. Yeah.
Probably the people that grew up with her, probably her age,
Maybe, yeah.
How old is she now? Is she like mid-30s? Let's have a Google. How old?
Probably.
How old is Taylor Swift?
Okay, I got it. I'm uploading it to our group now.
She's 34.
Oh,
Okay.
she's 34 years old.
34.
All right, I got it in there, Lynn.
And she's got a net worth of 1.1 billion as of March the 8th. 1.1 billion, far out. She's the number 14 celebrity on Forbes 2024 World Billionaires list. There you go.
Well, it's really odd because I asked, what does the universe, all things considered, what does the universe want us to know about Taylor Swift? And there are no major arcanas. Not one major arcana. But that Two of Pentacles, that makes me think that there's a double. It's not Taylor Swift anymore.
Yeah.
See that Two of Pentacles with that Seven of Swords? What do you all think?
Her image is being used strategically, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because look at that Nine of Cups right under the Seven.
Yep.
It's like, and that Four of Swords is what it appears as what they want us to see, but it's also kind of like a hidden type of card. Something hidden about that whole thing. So, and that Queen of Pentacles, kind of between that 5 and the 9, it makes me think that they're kind of using her to do other things. Using her to do other things.
That Ten of Pentacles, isn't that the social media type cards? So it's like a show being put out there, because recently they've been involving her in politics, and it's like she's the face of the Democrats. So, all these different things. So she's being strategically used for some reason.
Yeah, and check out that 10 and that 8 up there.
Yeah.
10s are like endings.
Yeah, I really feel that the truth is going to come out about what's going on there. soon. I also feel with that Four of Swords that the universe doesn't really want to tell us at the moment. Do you guys get that?
Well,
do you feel
yeah, it could be that. Yeah, it could be that. It also gets something as one of those tailors are hidden. Like there's two.
True.
She came up as two. Came up as a number
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
A strategic two. It's like, well, there's just strategically two of me. But a lot of those celebrities have doubles, and you know, I mean, look at Michael Jackson. Everybody knows that he had like doubles and triples and quadruples of him.
Hmm.
What do you think
Yeah.
about that, Lynn?
No, I agree. Doubles definitely something hidden. Like I said, they're using her image. I don't know that it's always her. I mean, it could even be the two of Pentacles could even be CGI for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe not even necessarily a double so much as we know a lot of Hollywood has sold their images, you know, so they can continue making movies even when they're old, you know.
And how would you guys read the Five of Pentacles there?
The Five of Pentacles is like one of them is not really doing the things that she's doing. I just see it like that. One of them are CGI or doing the concerts, and then the other one is kind of like left out.
That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, you could also read that as like, yeah, as an advice card in terms of so Taylor Swift is the Five of Pentacles and she looks like she's got it all and she's great and lovely and all that kind of thing. And the advice card is just to walk past it and leave it alone, because you don't want to get sucked into that, because that might take you down a bum path, as it were.
Yeah, that could be read like that.
That's what I'm thinking there. How would you view the Queen of Pentacles though as the near future? Well, what was it you said, Bob? You said it would be revealed.
I said it. I
What
said
did
that
you
they're.
say?
I said that they're basically using her as because when I spread the cards, I didn't think of advice and future and all that. But I think that it can be read as the near future, as they'll be using her to do certain things, to do at least the image of her, to do certain things
Yeah.
like the Democrats, just like Kaila said, for the,
Yeah, I agree. And I
the
think
face
it's
of the
also
Democrats.
I think it's also interesting we got the Page of Pentacles in the past. Does that mean that she was a boy?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Mm. So
What is it?
as we know in Hollywood, you know, there's a real thing about swapping sexes, and it could be an in utero sex swapping thing. How they do it, I have no idea. But this has been talked about for a long time, and that's probably a whole different show just on its own. But we're
But
just
isn't that
checking it out there.
something? Wasn't that something you said, the Page of Pentacles in the past, and then in the near future she comes out as a female, as a Queen Pentacles, which that's how she presents.
Interesting. Do we want to pull anything more on this Swiftie subject, or do we think that's good for now?
I think I'm good with her.
I pulled just 3 cards just to get, because what was like sort of left out here to me was is she like on the good side or the bad side, like which side is she playing right now? And I just did a 3-card pull, and the first one, the answer I asked for was in the first card, and I got the Temperance card. So divine timing at play, so something is happening, like some sort of I think she has gone over to the good side, because this is not a bad card, right? This is a good card. That means some sort of divine timing, alchemy at play, healing. And I asked her 2 cards to clarify that. And the first one is the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So it has to be with information, bringing out truth, being used, as we mentioned before, as a sort of figurehead, like a public figure. But it has to do with information coming out, truth coming out. And so we see it clearly coming out now that she her character being that soft, girly type, and then now it's coming out a little bit more harsh, and you're seeing some things that were a little bit unexpected. So, and it has to do with showing a kindness to the world. So the intention behind it is a good one of bringing out truth and information. That's what I get.
Yeah,
Anybody
so
else
that means
have
that,
anything?
so that means that they could be using her for, they could probably have her do a whole 180 and start speaking against the bad guys, Hollywood. And
Barbara, have you shuffled your cards? You still got them laid out?
No, I have them laid out, but I just kind of.
No, I was just
put them
gonna
back
say,
in.
could we? Oh, you were just putting them back in.
I just
Okay,
put them.
I was
I
gonna
just
have you
kind of
ask.
laid them.
Pull. Yeah, I was gonna have you pull and see if what we know about her childhood, if it was real, if they
Well,
wanted
it's
to
odd.
tell.
It's odd that you say that because the next two clarifiers that I would have taken off the top.
Yeah.
It's the these two.
Huh.
The
Okay.
childhood and abandonment or
Yep.
some type of that's really odd how that works out when you talk about the cards and you just grab them up.
The
So her-
suggestion has to do with the family line, I think, there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like her childhood was like she was abandoned probably or just used for other things.
And
Yep.
a lot of these kids are sort of, they're born into a family that allows this to happen, or it's like they put their kids into this knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah. Some of them they actually pimp their kids. You want to, that Hollywood mother, those Hollywood mother stories. They bring their little cute little girls that get made up and pimp them. Like a real pimp. You go out there and get that money.
Oh,
You
it's
go
so
out there and
sad.
smile.
Don't. It's just horrible. Anyway, we're gonna change gear a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna, because I just want to sage myself when it starts talking about that. We're gonna, not that our next subject is any less sagey. We're gonna talk about the World Economic Forum. Now, I've just Googled the World Economic Forum. And it says, the World Economic Forum is committed to improving the state of the world. It is the international organization for public-private cooperation. The forum engages the foremost political, business, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. Lynn, can you bring up the logo for the WEF? Have you got that handy? And we can see the 666 that's integral to the forum, which kind of says it all, really. Now, for people that don't know, the head of the World Economic Forum is a guy called Klaus Schwab, who's a bit like, if anyone's seen the Austin Powers movies, he's a bit like the oh no, sorry, not the Austin Powers, the evil Bond guy, the German, they've always got German accents, haven't they? And they've always got a little cat, and and they're always, and he's almost like a caricature of like
Talking about Dr. Evil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you look at the O's on the World Economic Forum, you'll see a 666 in there, which is interesting.
Which one?
So,
which one do you want? Which one do you want up there?
That's okay. Well, we can see them all. That's good. That's good. We get the gist. Can you do you have to hand by any chance the Klaus Schwab in the mankini picture? No,
Oh,
it's
God.
not. It's not that. It's in weird stuff on a beach. But Klaus Schwab, he's the head, and like I say, he's like a caricature figure. And then he's like a Dr. Evil kind of figure, which is the Austin Powers is like the Dr. Evil kind of parody of it all. But
looks like they might have swapped that out, Allie. I know, finding
I was
it.
just gonna say, you're not gonna find that on Google.
probably
No.
not going to be. Oh, this is you might find it on Yandex. That's probably the only.
Oh, look.
Only search. Yeah, yeah,
There's your Dr. Evil, Ally.
yeah. Exactly. That's him, right?
Yeah.
And there was, it was like a few years ago, it was in the middle of the pandemic, that there was this picture of Klaus Schwab, and he was on a beach, and he had, I don't know, all weird stuff on. He had like, there, down, there, in the white. There we go.
With
That's
the
what
little
I'm talking
tutu
about.
on?
That's the money shot, right?
Oh my gosh, is that him?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. Yes.
Supposed
Oh
to
my
be him.
goodness.
I have no idea what's
Not
going on.
unless
I don't
somebody
know.
Hey, JC would throw it out there and everybody be like, ah.
I think
Yeah.
he did already. Hey, check out that jacket that he has on the left.
Right.
Wow.
And
The
it's a
Dr.
very
Evil
Star Trek.
jacket.
Yeah. But the interesting thing about the World Economic Forum is that you know, they've been pushing this one world government for a very, very long time. The Great Reset is what they call it. And funnily enough, during the pandemic, they were talking about it's a great opportunity. In fact, all of the prime ministers and presidents around the world were talking about this is a great opportunity for a great reset. If you ask us, they were in charge of planning out the pandemic, as it were. And if you look at Agenda 23, Agenda 2030 is the WEF's plan, isn't it? Which includes a number of different things. But again, it's worthwhile to Google that on your own so you can see what's happening there. That's all in Spanish or Portuguese or something there. And, you know, it's partly to do with kind of climate change, although they're manipulating climate change. And they kind of come across as, yes, we're helping people, we're doing all these lovely, lovely things. But interestingly, almost every prime minister and president has been part of the World Economic Forum at some point. And they sort of have this school, I don't know how else to describe it, this kind of school that they put people through. And guaranteed almost every prime minister and president is part of, or has been a part of the WEF at some point in their life. So basically, to sum it up, these guys are not for good. They are not for our good. They're all for pushing their own agendas, for their own power. They want a one world government where these guys are in control. And they famously said, they had a little kind of ad, if you like, that we will own nothing and be happy. That's we as in the population at large. We will own nothing and be happy. And that's what they want. They want us to basically, just be beholden to what these guys say. Anyway, that was a long preamble.
Which kind of reminds me of the Bohemian Grove. You know, each year leaders used to get together and do these meetings, and they're very secretive. And a lot of these people go in there. So maybe they closed the Bohemian Grove and went to the WEF. Maybe they did. By the way, that little girl, what's that little Swedish girl's name? Little Swedish.
Greta Thunberg. Yeah.
Yeah, I could swear that's a boy head. That head right there, that head. I mean.
And as she gets older, she looks more and more boy-like, right?
And you can't avoid it, because you can do hormones for so long, but at a certain point, you know, the man is gonna come out, or the woman is gonna come out, or something. It's you know, it's something how people have to take this stuff to. I mean, people do it voluntarily, and I'm not against it if everybody wants to do it, but I just imagine what it does to the body after a while. You know, I mean, look at that chiseled face right there. I mean, that could be retouched, but
look at the jaw. Look at the jaw.
Yeah, I mean, that could be photoshopped a little bit too, but but
Yeah.
still, she still looks like a little boy. But I always thought that.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not saying here that looking after the planet is not a good thing. Absolutely, looking after the planet is a good thing. But the agenda that they're pushing, and we know that the powers that be are more than able to manipulate our weather, to manipulate our climate for their own ends. Yes, we're not saying that looking after the planet is not a good thing. You know, and this is where it all gets quite complicated, I think, because a lot of what they say, there's some good bits in it, but then if you look deeper, the underlying real reasoning for it is nefarious. So you have to look a little bit deeper than what looks like it is on the surface, and that's where you have to engage critical thinking, which is missing in a lot of human beings, isn't it, these days? Let's be honest.
And then also, personally, I'm not against changing gender or anything like that. But whenever you have somebody that's supposed to be a world leader, and we're thinking, okay, that's one gender, that's another gender, you know, you feel a little lied to.
Exactly.
Just about
live.
something as personal as that, something as important as that. So
Yeah.
it's like, what else are you not telling me? So I don't have anything against it. I know some myself, but I don't have anything against it.
And what I heard the other day, which was quite interesting, because the reason we bring up Klaus Schwab is apparently he's sick at the moment. So apparently Tony Blair, Britain's lovely warmonger that he was, is supposed to be stepping into the lead role of the WEF, which is hysterical, because apparently Tony Blair used to be a cross-dresser, or is a cross-dresser, or was a woman or something. And if you look at him, he's got quite a feminine face as well. But he was very much pushing towards the Gulf War, if you remember, at the time in the 90s, 2000s. So yeah, he's very much into the WEF. But again, he's not what, you know, is portrayed. So question is, and I think the WEF was being taken down because I don't think they've got the influence and the power that they used to have. But let's ask the card, shall we? Is the WEF still around? Is the World Economic Forum still around? Has it still got power? Is it still? I can see Lynn shuffling.
And just for the sake of, you know, out of respect for YouTube, let's just say, can we actually say this? I mean, we could say, do we have to say for entertainment purposes only, or, you know, they're going to get mad if we, you know, what I mean is, how do we, for entertainment purposes only, let's just say that.
Yeah.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
You can take it or leave it if it resonates.
Yeah, we're just playing a card game here, like you said.
Or not.
We want to know what the status is, the current status of the WEF.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we can tell the audience about the WEF? There's a shit ton, isn't there? Really, we could say about the WEF. I think they really came to the fore during the COVID pandemic, because it was planned, because they literally had that was it what there was a thingy majiggy that they planned out. They had this what's the name of it, where they talk about what would happen.
Clinical trials?
Hey, what? Sorry, say again.
The clinical trials?
No. What I'm talking. So the pandemic hit like in February, March 2020. In October 2019, they had this this exercise where they planned out what would happen should a virus hit the world, and how the response should be. literally a few months before the actual pandemic happened, and it almost looks exactly like how COVID hit. It's the coincidences are, you know, just too much to be ignored. So was that
they must have
Agenda
had
20?
they must have had some powerful wizards and warlocks to tell the future, you know. It's
Yeah, or they created it, just saying. So that's when the WEF for me kind of, I was aware of what was happening. And what was interesting as well was part of that little game that they were playing, or there's a word for it. It's not a game, is it? There's a word for it. Who's the dude who's head of Facebook?
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
He was part of that thing. You had Leonardo DiCaprio. He was part of that whole thing as well. It's like, what the hell's going on here? All right, so your question that you asked was overview, was it, Lynn?
Basically, yeah. What's going on? What's the status of the WEF?
Okay.
I'm surprised there's not more major arcanas.
Yeah.
Only the tower, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because how you phrase the question. Is it just like an update, or how did you phrase it?
It could be. I mean, because we're pretty sure they've already been taken over, and that's kind of what it's almost looking like to me.
Yeah, because we've got the that's an Ace of Wands in the middle, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, which is a big fat yes, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Who wants to have a bash at?
And then the Four of Coins was on the bottom, so.
So for me, I see.
Oh, we got knights. Oh, we do have the King of Wands too.
Yeah, and is that the King of Wands? And what's the one just above?
That's the Knight.
That's the King, and that's the Knight.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. And then you got the Tower and the Two of Cups.
Yeah.
So, Cups and Wands. Look at that. No,
So the Knight of Wands is the good military, right? This is how we read these cards. The King of Wands, also the good military, or the Alliance card, I would say. The three, is that the Four of Cups? Yeah.
Four of Cups, yep.
This is the Four of Cups. So this comes across as the WEF itself. So they were there, and they're focusing on their three cups, and then something happened, something came in. I would say that would be the good military. There was a call to action. They were taken over because the Tower card means that they're no longer they've crumbled. There's some sort of is that the Two of Cups says there's some sort of agreement or something happening in the background, and with the King of Wands, so that would have been the good military there. Then we have the clarifiers, we have the Two of Cups, and we have the King of Cups. Again, is that the two? Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. So yeah, so that's like a new beginning, right? A new beginning card, and there's some things hidden with that King of Cups, balancing things out a little bit more.
Knight of Cups.
Is that Knight of Cups?
Knight of Cups.
Yeah, it's the Knight. The KN.
Right. New deck for those of you looking on. This is we're not too familiar with this deck. So
she keeps surprising us with these wonderful cards.
Yeah,
they're
interesting.
Gorgeous. It's interesting that all these cups have these fish on them. Kind of like there was something fishy about the WEF in the past.
How did you phrase that question?
We were just kind of getting what's the status. Asked basically what was the status of the WEF. I agree with Kaila. I think it's been taken over. I mean, which was kind of what we had thought too. So,
and with the Page of Wands in the past, it's almost like they're turning it into something else.
Yeah, like it's already
Yeah.
it's already been turned around. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lynn, are you able to pull 3 more cards and ask, have they still got any power, or are they just completely
Okay.
sard?
We have the 3 of Swords,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
the 6 of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're finally getting our swords, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And oops, 5 of Pentacles.
Mm.
Three of swords.
6 of Swords. Moving out. And 5 of Pentacles. No, they've definitely. I don't think they have any more power. That's why they're disappointment and they're
Yeah.
moving out.
And
Yeah.
it's also kind of hidden this the way it is, because with that Knight of Cups and that Ace of Cups, it's really actually hidden in a big way. Let's just say a lot of people don't realize it, not unless you dig into it the way we're doing. It's the Knight of Cups. There's something hidden there, or there might be a person that was the one that capitulated, that the Knight of Cups represents. Kind of could be a person that kind of outed everybody. Either that, it could be read in a couple ways, or 2 or 3 ways. So,
Mm.
and
All right.
and by the way, Lynn, what's that
Okay.
silver stone you have at the top right? What's that?
This is selenite.
No,
It's a
no, no,
selenite wand.
no, not the one. Not the one. I got one of those too. Look, I got one
You
of
mean
those
this one?
too. Yeah, that one.
This is moss agate.
Ooh,
It's
that is
green.
pretty.
It's actually green.
Oh, it's green.
I love moss agate. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice, nice. And then that other stone it almost looks like a snake head in the picture.
Which you mean
That one, right?
this
Yeah.
one?
I like
That's
that.
the
Yeah.
moss agate. That's the moss agate.
Oh, what's that above the moss agate?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Celestine. Celestine?
Oh, nice.
I got that
What
right.
color is that? What color is it? Light green or something?
It's a light blue. It's a light blue.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
It comes out as silver on the but yeah,
And then there's a piece
that's a
of
good reading right
tektite
there.
and a
That's a
piece
good,
of tourmaline, black tourmaline.
nice.
By the way, the next card was the star card after that
Oh.
too. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go on to talk about Ryan Garcia next. So he's a boxer, and I'm not sure who he was fighting the other day, but at the end of his match, he won his match. At the end of this day, he started talking about child trafficking, started talking about Epstein list, that there are other islands like Epstein's. There is basically evidence for trafficking and stuff like that. So shall we pull upon, is there truth to what this guy is saying? Is he just trying to out into the using his sporting profile to out what's going on? Are you already pulling, Kaila?
Yes.
All right, lovely. I don't really know anything about this boxer. Do we know where he's from?
I have no idea.
Let me Google.
Is his video still up? That video that he did, is it still up?
Lynn, have you got that at all? So
I posted it in our group, or there it is.
He's 25. He's American, and he held the World Boxing interim lightweight title in 2021.
Wow.
He banks staggering winnings after placing 2 million bet on himself. That's funny. So he's a super featherweight, lightweight, and light welterweight.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. You said that's funny. What is it that was funny? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
He banked staggering winnings after placing a $2 million bet on himself to win.
Oh,
Here's the
That's
shadow of
you.
Ezra. Boxer claims he possesses the complete Epstein list, saying that high-profile figures like Oprah Winfrey, Tom Hanks, and Mark Zuckerberg are running away because they know it's coming. He also suggested the existence of other islands similar to Epstein's where influential individuals partake in the blackmail to safeguard their secrets. He claimed to possess evidence implicating the elites involved in misconduct with minors in the forests of Bohemian Grove.
So
I mean, if you think about this, this guy is on TV. He's rattling off. He's saying all of this stuff, and nobody's attacking him. Nobody's saying that I'm going to sue you, or nobody's saying. I mean, is anybody saying, "Hey, you're wrong. I'm going to sue you"? You know.
Well, a lot of people have been trying to paint him as having emotional issues, mental issues, so as unstable. But look at these cards. There are two aces. And with the Ace of Swords in the card number 2 position, which is, you know, representing the question we asked, which is there truth and integrity to what he's saying? The Ace of Swords comes up as a clear yes. So in the past, there is the Temperance card, divine timing is at play. Healing card. He comes up as the 7 of Wands, so he is defending his own truth. He's standing up, no matter, he is standing out. He's standing up against everybody else. He's sticking to his truth. And the Ace of Swords gives a clear yes, there is truth and integrity to what he's saying. The middle card has to do the 4 of Pentacles. This is the guy who's holding on to those 4 pentacles. It's about taking a long-term view for the future. And in the outcome, which is the card at the bottom, the Ace of Cups says it has to do with a creative, brand new beginning. So yes, there is truth and integrity to this. And the 6 of Wands with the King of Cups says it's about going on to calmer shores, better beginnings, with the King of Cups bringing out what was hidden. At the bottom of the card, we have the Knight of Wands. Sorry, I cut that off a little bit, but that has to do with a good military. So maybe he is being backed up by the alliance. And then we have his clarifiers. We have the 5 of Cups and we have the Knight of Swords. So he's coming in with unexpected news, or news that will seem emotionally upsetting for a lot of people.
yeah, and I think with that Ace of Cups as well, you know, that's going to upset people, isn't it? You know, that's
Yes.
just lots of emotions happening there.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. Also, it kind of confirms what I was just saying. You know, he's out there saying these things, and there's not one famous person or unfamous person or politician or anybody that's coming out and saying, "Hey, you know, you can't say that, I'm going to sue you," or, you know, there's nobody saying.
Yeah, he hasn't named names too much other than people that I think we already know. I like that the Knight of Swords came up there as a clarifier, because he apparently came out of nowhere and just beat the crap out of that guy with his left hooks, and he was down fast. That was a quick fight.
Do we want to pull upon him, whether he has personal experience of this? So has he been trafficked or abused himself? Do you want to, Kaila, on that, as you've got the deck?
Sure.
There? Yeah.
Do you want me to do a whole other poll?
But maybe just do 3. Maybe do 3. Or is he talking from personal experience here?
Okay. Seems like a lot has been going on with him recently. It's just that I don't think we have like, you know, read a lot of the articles, but he's been quite in the news recently, or I would say alternative news recently. He's been saying a lot.
Has he been saying, you know, the same sort of stuff though, or has he been talking about different things?
Same sort of stuff.
Okay.
I think he even said something to the extent that, you know, he might not like as if he was being threatened or he was expecting something to happen to him, you know, because of what he was saying.
I did a quick poll to see if he was a victim of what he's talking about, you know, the children and stuff like that. And I get no really, really bad cards, but it looks like he was actually chosen to do it. But I got the 2 clarifiers, the same 2 cards that we got in the other. Is that something? Same, are these the same 2 cards? Well, actually, the 5 of Cups was 1 card, and then there was a Knight of Swords, but there's still kind of like the white hats behind him.
Yeah, and still truth and integrity.
Yeah.
So my poll, I just asked, was he, you know, a victim in the past? The first card is the 5 of Pentacles, and the clarifiers being the Empress and the Lovers. So, he could have been from these cards, but as Barb said, there's some sort of agreement there and a role for him to play in bringing out this truth.
And also that could have to do with his mother, the Empress, that made a decision to go ahead and have that happen. Because like we were saying that there's Hollywood mothers that kind of pimp their children.
I really think at this point in the game that these people are strategically chosen to speak their truth because they have this platform, and they're using, they being the people that are trying to sort this world out and do better things for the world, i.e. the white hats or whatever name you want to give to them. They are choosing these people because they have their platforms, and they've got a certain degree of protection as well. And because, so perhaps you've got, you know, someone who's in the sporting arena like Ryan Garcia, then they might choose someone who's, you know, and you've got, we pulled on Puff Daddy the other day, and then the other week, and he's outing, you know, he's outing the fact that in the entertainment industry, they've been at this for a long time. So it's kind of from different angles. It's like when I used to work in marketing, we're always told like people need to have about 10 touch points before they kind of go, I'm going to buy that thing. So you might see an advert on telly, you read it in a magazine or whatever, and all these other things. And it's like, I feel like the general population is getting all this information from all different people and all different angles, and finally it'll go ding, oh, that's a thing, is it? Child trafficking, child abuse, that's the thing, is it? And it's been done for many years. Oh, okay then.
I think there was an MMA fighter last fall that was talking about it too.
Yeah,
I think it was an MMA. So they're getting the, I want to say, regular people audiences and bringing it out, I think.
Yeah. No, that's what I think. All right, okay. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about the Beckhams. So the reason we've chosen the Beckhams is it was Victoria's 50th birthday the other day. She had a party in London, and she had a few celebrities go over there, like Tom Cruise and Eva Longoria, I think. Now, Victoria Beckham, she used to be a Spice Girl. She's now got her own haute couture clothing line for the last 10 years, I think. David Beckham, he was a professional footballer, and he's owned clubs around the world as well. And they've been married since like the 90s, and like this power celebrity kind of couple, and they come across as very down to earth. But what kind of makes me think that they're perhaps not all that what they say they are is they did something with the Obamas. There was something on their Instagram account about they were meeting up with the Obamas, and you know, yeah, that's a whole different show. But also Tom Cruise, they're friends with Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise went to Victoria Beckham's party the other day, and Tom Cruise is supposed to be, I don't know, a bit fucked up, I think, is probably the word that I would choose. That's even if it's him anymore. You know,
Yeah, is that the real
doesn't-
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, he doesn't really look like he used to. But you know, he's been so into all this Scientology and weird shit and blah blah blah. Anyway, and people
And
who've
you know
worked
what? A lot of people probably think that, how come you all think that there always has to be a double? There always has to be this, always has to be that. You know why? Because the wool has been pulled over our eyes for so long and with so many different things. It's like we have to question everything.
So
You
Tom
agree?
Cruise did guess with splits and dancing. What's that? That's quite funny.
Ah,
Break dancing and splits.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
he can move like that.
Well, he was supposed to. I mean, like I say, I don't know whether, you know, it's still the same guy, but he was supposed to always have done his own stunts in his films, which is very cool, you know, if that actually was him. But yeah, I mean, look how I don't know how tall he is, but I think Victoria Beckham's quite short. She's maybe about 5'2", 5'3", perhaps.
Yeah,
And she's
he's not very tall either. So
no, and they always say that he's like 5'7", which makes me think that he's probably about 5'2".
yeah,
And she's probably got heels on there. So
I think I think she's really petite, actually. I think a lot of the Spice Girls like really small girls that they look bigger and taller. Oh, here they are. Yeah, they look taller, but so look,
Victoria
if
Beckham height.
if she's the same height as Tom Cruise,
1.63. Oh, she's actually relatively tall-ish. So what's that? About 5'6". But I don't know.
1.63. Oh my gosh, I'm but you know,
That's
I'm 1.77, so that's like 5'8",
right. Her clothes are
1.77.
very expensive, Allie. Good gracious.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
That's what I mean. If only I could afford them. I mean, that dress that Victoria wore for a birthday looked delightful, and she's got some really sweet stuff, but then she's got some weird shit as well, which, you know, it's the same as every designer. But yeah, it's not cheap at all, but it's haute couture, isn't it? So the question is, let's maybe do a bit of an overview of what's going on with the Beckhams. Are they are they all that they say that they are? Maybe. Yeah. Shall I
What?
pull on this one as I haven't pulled yet?
Absolutely.
Let's do
Come
that.
on,
So
Allie, pull it.
I'm gonna
Pull it.
ask, yeah, what does the universe want to tell us about the Beckhams? And I'm gonna talk about them as a unit, not as in like a brick shit house type of unit, but a unit as in one entity.
As they should. I
Right.
mean, they're husband and wife, so I guess, you know, it's only
Yeah,
right.
and they've been together a long time, haven't they? Right.
Have they
What
been
does the
together since the 90s?
90s? Yeah. Yeah, because she was quite early on in the Spice Girls when they first got engaged. And there's really like they both got really bad teeth, you know, back then. So that's how long ago it was.
Wow, I used to like the Spice Girls. I still do. I have their
Me
first
too.
CD. Yeah.
I
I
actually thought her husband was quite cute back in the days too.
I
didn't
think
even.
the problem with David Beckham now, he's starting to look a bit more like who's that Elton John's husband? Because he's so Botoxed up and he's starting to look a little bit
I
like him.
feel
can't recall.
most of them are now too much plastic surgery and all of that.
Interesting. Right. Let me take a picture of this. I think at this point, Bob, you should sing your favorite Spice Girl.
Oh, I was about
So-
to sing it, but I forgot. I'll tell you what I want, and I really want it. I'll tell you what I want, and I really want. I wanna, and I never understood what they said at the end. I want to really, make you say, I had no idea. I just, you know, oh my gosh, I love that first CD. That first CD that they did. I was living in Italy back in the day when I heard, you know, had it, and I said, you know, roll down the windows in my car and blast that music, driving around Milan. I loved it. I still do. I still have it in my car right now. I have that same CD in my car
Really?
right now.
Okay.
I mean, because they had the whole girl power thing, which was, you know,
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice. I loved it.
powering time, was it? Sorry, I sent it on a bit sidewards, Lynn. Interesting cards. Yeah, the first card out, which is them, is the Five of Pentacles. That could mean that they've chosen to forego some dark, nasty stuff in the background for more wealth. Don't know. Looks like they're having their own battles. In that 10 of Cups is a bit of a facade card, isn't it? So I think that it looks like everything is rosy and gorgeous in the background, but I'm not sure everything is. Hanged Man in the current position. Could they be? It's like this is like a waiting card or an enlightenment card.
Yeah.
And we got the Empress. We got the Empress in the near future, aspected by the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. This is interesting. I wonder how this could be related to the Beckhams. What do you guys think about that bottom row? That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
That bottom row kind of gives me, so the 10 of Swords is like something ending in a bad way. It's like you can only go up from then. And it's under the 5 of Pentacles. So it's almost like them as a couple. You see those two people, and there's two people in that card. So it kind of makes me think that both of them are kind of feeling a lack of something. They're going through hard times right now. It's not as pretty as it looks like at the parties. And so they're, for some reason, and they may be on the defensive about it, or somebody's on the defensive with them, with that 7 of Wands.
Like they surrendered, but not willingly.
Yeah. It could be that there's a female presence that kind of outed them, or kind of is maybe they were their friend, but at the end they kind of like outed them or said something about them, because those are swords, so those are thoughts and words that said something about them to kind of make them feel like those 2 and the 5 of Pentacle cards.
I mean, there's no 3 of Cups or anything, so we're not looking at anything like that. But maybe they saw a lot of stuff, and that's, you know. But I think their whole family, I mean, with that 10 of Cups in the background, kind of looks like it's kind of a facade of what we're seeing, who they are. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the Temperance card. I think things are all going to come out in their own timing. And we got the Queen of Pentacles, and we got the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like they're gonna help to out people with that. That's what I'm kind of thinking with that 6 of Pentacles card. Or maybe I don't feel with this spread that they're bad people per se, but I think because of you know who they're socializing with and who they know, they must know quite a lot, and I think they're probably going to be used in the future because of their
Ally,
yes.
Pull 2 more clarifiers and ask if they are working for the White Hats? Are they undercover?
I've got the Nine of Wands and the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is a soft yes.
Yeah.
And the Nine of Wands, I would say,
Not
I would
willingly.
say,
Last stand. Yeah.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say, I would take that as a kind of yes.
Possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then aspected with the Nine of Wands, it's almost like they're not doing it willingly. Because look at the guy in the Nine of Wands. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't really
yeah,
want to
he's
do
not.
this, but I got to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's like a soft yes, but not and not willingly. But I keep still getting like a female presence. See that there's an Empress, there's a Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and there's that Queen of Pentacles over there at the top.
Yeah.
That Queen of Pentacles is kind of like the one that's like equaling things out. She's like the equalizer because she's dishing out stuff about them. That I'm getting like a female presence.
Yeah, we've also got that Queen of Cups at the bottom, haven't we? I wonder.
Could that represent her being like the driving force behind the two of them,
That's
you
what I
know,
thought
going
too.
this way?
That's what I thought. I thought that, or the way she's probably feeling right now about their whole global situation. And the cards are really kind of particular because whenever you ask a question and you pull the cards, the cards are almost give you what's happening with them right now, not let you specify, are they good, are they bad, or something like that, you know? So if you want to get a general spread on what's going on with them, it'll let you know what's going on with them. But if you specifically ask, are these people part of the bad side or the good side of humanity? And then it'll give you that. So that's probably why nothing weird came out. That's what I'm getting. So this is what they're doing right now.
It might be that we have to pull on them one-on-one next time. If we do a Holly Weird show or something, maybe pull on them individually. We might get a better clarification.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a whole show about celebrities, haven't we, and what's happening generally in that arena, and what's going to happen in the future. You know, will we continue to have these celebrities who, you know, not everybody, but a lot of people want to be, and they kind of feel like they are people they are aspiring to, right? It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work in the future. All right, do we want to pull on how the astrological events affect us, will affect us over the next 3 months, or do we just want to go straight into Lynn's 2-week pull? We've probably been on about an hour and 15 already. How do you guys feel? What do you feel drawn
That's up
to
to
do?
you all. I'm good with both.
Let's do a quick pull then on because we've had so many astrological events recently. So we had Pluto going into Aquarius. We've had the 2 eclipses. We had the Jupiter Uranus conjunction. We've got a full moon today. We've got Pluto. We've got Uranus currently in a Mercury retrograde, and we're coming out of that in 2 days. Or tomorrow for me here. So, and these things, they're never like an instant kind of fix, as it were, or instant kind of changes. But let's pull cards on how these astrological events are likely to affect the world generally over the next 3 months, say. Who wants to pull on that? Bob,
You want to do like a regular pull, or you just want to do a quick three card pull, because I know Lynn it's getting late for you, right?
Should we do a quickie? Let's do a quickie, and if we need to dig down deeper, then we can. But let's do a quick pull, and let's see.
So how did you formulate the question?
What can we expect? What changes can we expect over the next three months? Anything that we should be aware of?
When it comes to the astrologically, how did you say that?
Generally in the world, what should we be aware of? What should we be aware that things might happen over the next 3 months that are kicked off by all of these stream of astrological events that have been happening over the last well, just this year even?
Okay, let me do a 3-card pull or a full spread.
Just do a 3-card pull.
Okay. All right, I got strength card.
Mhm.
Pull.
Mm-hmm.
And the last card is Queen of Cups. So
Okay.
we got these three cards: the Queen of Cups, Strength, and the Fool. That's what we can expect, with all these astrological things that are going on. So it's so it's almost like, oh yeah, it's almost like our intuition. I'm getting the intuition because it's really it's aspected really well. Queen of Cups, because even though she looks like a little paranoid, but she's aspected well with the strength, delve into your intuition. This is a new beginning, but still kind of like walk with almost nonchalant, don't let things bother you too much, what's going on astrologically, even if it's your sign or not. And then strength card is the strength that says it all, just to be strong, and kind of like it takes she's dominating that animal right there. So whatever happens astrologically, you just have to roll with it. You have to handle it and roll with it. So that's what I'm getting. What do you all say?
I also feel with that Fool card, we could well be stepping off a cliff into something completely new. But
but not too bad though, right?
Yeah, but we have all the tools in our little kit bag to handle anything that the world throws at us. But ultimately with that Queen of Cups, it's all gonna be, it will all be good. There could be some emotions that are kicked up from things that come out, but ultimately, the Queen of Cups is a good card. And just as you say, we've got to just look into our own intuition and look inside for the answers rather than looking outside, because there's so much, I don't know.
Yep. What do you say, Kaila?
Isn't there, that we don't know what the truth is?
Yeah, I agree with all of you. And with the Queen of Cups, it also, falls in line with the full moon in Scorpio. It's asking you to go inside, deal with those hidden emotions that are coming up, heal those past wounds. You may feel a little bit vulnerable with that Fool card, but it also represents a new beginning. And with the Strength card, it's about growing that inner strength. And we are coming in a position of power and a position of strength too. So there's a positive side to that. And there's a new beginning coming with the Fool card.
Nice. Good. Yeah. So
That's
whatever
great.
life throws at you, ladies and gents, you got this. You have got this. All right, let's go on to Lynn's lovely 2-week pull. So every 2 weeks when we do these shows, Lynn pulls cards on what we can expect. This is advice for us all. Reading, watching this, not reading this, or watching this, and she pulls tarot cards, oracle cards, and some dice. Lynn, what have you got?
Overall, I feel like illusions are going to be coming out in the open. You're going to have to use your discernment, do your own research with the books, stay true to your truth, communication with people, nurturing yourself, grounding yourself. Justice is coming. It really does fall in line with, I think, this Scorpio new moon going within. The goddess of Teotihuacan, she talks about, getting rid of, yeah, Things that no longer serve you and whatnot. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. And you know, nurturing yourself as well as others. Everything Kaila was just saying on Barbara's last poll about the, you know, the new moon in Scorpio and everything. So.
And what have we got on the dice there? What's that little guy on the left? The gnome.
An elf.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And a fox and hope. Whoops. What is that? Where'd that come
cute.
from?
That is cute.
I really think with that gnome card as well, I think, you know, the gnomes and the elves and the fairies, I think, you know, the veils are thinning. I think we're going to see weird and wonderful things.
See, the book was Learning and Knowledge, Discovering Secrets, Revealing Facts. That's why that was perfect underneath the 7, you know?
Yeah. I like that conversation card. It's almost like in times like these, it's almost like you have to get together to talk to others that have a like mind.
And with swords, you know, kind of, it reminded me, you know, to speak your truth.
Yeah. And I love that little hope dice.
Yeah.
I've been feeling quite hopeful. Got absolutely nothing to base that hope on, but I have been feeling very hopeful over the last kind of few weeks, or just generally about how everything will end up.
Yep, justice is coming, so we've got a lot to hope for.
Yes.
And did you say anything about the fox down there, the dice with the fox?
I did not. What are you catching from it?
It's almost like you got to be as sly as a fox.
Yeah.
You fit in with the other animals in the in the forest, but kind of be discern. You use your discernment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, the fox card, when I looked up the fox symbolism, it has to do with also taking time out in solitude for yourself. You know, that was strange to me. It was news to me, but that's interesting that it came up. And there's the card at the top, I think it's card number 18. And I believe from looking at this, I feel it has to do with, you know, healing that inner child and giving love to that inner child. You know, enjoying time with the family also, spending time with those you love and those close to you. And also with the goddess of Teotihuacan, I believe that's what it is. I believe it's Mexican.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that.
Yeah, I think it falls nicely in line with this full moon in Scorpio because it talks about the protection and blessings we have coming from our ancestors. And Scorpio full moon has to do with, you know, it being easier for us to connect with our ancestors. So it talks about taking time in solitude to work on yourself and having help and blessings from them. It emphasizes healing and personal growth, which is also a big part of this full moon.
Nice.
Nice.
And also with the water, she's a goddess. She's the protects the waters. And water is emotions, and the moon, the moon that's coming up, it'd be in Scorpio, and that's a water sign as well. So it's kind of like watch the water. Drink more water.
The dice keywords for the fox is cunning, sensitivity, discernment, ingenuity. The fox is cunning and resourceful. It's sensitive, quickly discerns its surroundings. It's swift in challenging situations. Being nocturnal, it assists with dreams too. That could be.
Wow. So it did say discernment.
Scorpio,
It did say discernment. It just popped off the top of my head, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Fox, yeah.
And hopefully with that chariot card, we see things moving. I think they're definitely moving behind the scenes. And that's why we see this specific 7 of Cups. This smoke and mirrors card is actually quite positive. There's the rainbow and so on. So I think there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes with that 9 of Swords that we don't know about. So It may look worrying, but hopefully with that chariot, things are happening. And hopefully we get to see that things are happening soon to create this new Knight of Pentacles. We see that movement a little bit more. Although slowly, justice is coming, or hopefully already happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I feel that chariot, that just means things are going to be speeded up a little bit more. I feel like things are speeding up, but I think even more.
Yeah, the chariot is also Cancer, so it could be end of June, July time frame too.
Okay, good to
which
know.
is just around the corner.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lovely, lovely. All right. So, Barb, have you got a little song for us?
Well, speaking of the Spice Girls, they did one of my favorite songs from back in the day, and what I don't know if it was the Spice, maybe it was one of the Spice, Ginger Spice. She did the song called "It's Raining Men." Temperatures rising,
Oh yeah.
barometer's getting low. According to all sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause they're not for the first time. Just about everything for the first time in history. It's gonna start raining men, but it's gonna start raining information for us.
It's raining information.
Hallelujah. Raining, raining men. Oh, don't get me started now. Imagine that. I'm tired. I did a show in here. I'm, kind of tired, but when we start talking about this stuff, I get my energy back. So
Good.
thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank
that,
you,
this
ladies.
opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody that's watching. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back soon with some more fun stuff. And if you want, is there anything you specifically want us to pull upon in the future, then just leave leave it as a comment below, and we'll see you soon. See you later.
Bye.